Theatre of Dreams.
Breams.
Now, we're not uploading this until after the team match, so I thought you might appreciate how these lads are going to fish today and what they think, how they think it's going to fish. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be very confident, try and set lines up and just see what happens. Come on lads, what do you reckon? Bright sunshine, clear water.
Well, I think Overton's going to be a big weight.
Any particular pegs on Overton?
Maybe peg 8, 18, 16, 18, 20. Could be a weight from there. It's going to be tighter pegging over there. It's going to be peg to peg virtually. The Overton, the Gunway Lake, sorry, is going to be more spread out. There's a bit more colour in that water, so there's probably more chance of a fairer match and let's say the harder sections, lower weights. But I think I'd take that as a draw.
I think we know where Steve wants to be.
I'd take that as a draw because I think it'll be a fairer section.
How about you, Rich? You haven't been for a while, have you?
Well, yeah,
you used to fish here years ago.
But I'm going to do quite a positive approach wherever I draw. Obviously,
you've got to cover that logo up. Well.
All right, yeah, sure. But I'm going to fish maggots today because that's what I like doing.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to fish a lot of maggots.
Right.
And see what happens. There's a few skimmers showing, a few hybrids. So I'll leave worms to Gaz and Steve.
Yeah, we've got all our worms to Gaz.
We've got the worm guys, so I'm going to fish maggots and we'll
chopped them for him. We're getting him already chopped up, saving time. About you guys, confident wherever you're going to go, aren't you?
I'm just going to take it as it is, me, Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just fish for the bite and see what happens. Get that bite and then see what.
Like I said,
today, worms involved in that.
Today's going to be an interesting one.
It's going
to be an interesting one. This is 2 weeks. This match now is 2 weeks away from the Super League match here, which by now, when you lot are watching this now, you'll obviously know the result. So this is obviously, we're going to learn from this as well. It's obviously a bit of a recce for that competition. So we might not share much right now, but I'm sure we will after the match because we're all competing against each other today. Big Bart's not here. He's on a beach in his thong somewhere, sunning himself.
In his budgie smugglers.
In his budgie smugglers. So that's it really. Yeah, so it's bright sunshine, some clear water out there, but it's going to be a drawback job, but we'll just see what happens. 20 peg zones, that's what we're aiming to do, to win the 20 pegs.
Best of luck, boys.
And you too.
A good second.
Yeah. We've only 3 sections, somebody's going to get it, aren't we?
Right, as you can see, bright sunshine, it's red hot now, it's 20 odd degrees already. I've drawn peg 5 in Overton. I think this is the lake you can't fish, this is in between. It's beautiful, but I think it is more of a reserve lake, this one, I think. But yeah, I'm on 5 Overton. I might not find it, everyone's told me different ways of getting to it. I think they've done it on purpose. Dad's bringing up the rear. 5 Overton, I don't know it at all. The only thing I've heard, 2 key bits of information are, no, all 3 really. One is, I've heard it's quite shallow. The other one I've heard is there can be tench in that area, which could make a difference. I know tench love a bit of corn and I plan on feeding that anyway, and the other bit of information was it's very weedy. Looking for weed on here, we think's been an issue. Like I say, this match is 2 weeks before the team match and that's why we've been discussing it. But I've heard looking for weed on this lake is it's not a problem because there's that much of it. Just going up a bit of an incline. I'm at a T-junction. I don't know if it's that way or that way. I think it's to the right, that's the way I'm going to go. Yeah, I finally found my peg. I feel a bit worn out pushing my barrel that way, but look at this one here. Looks like peg 9 is the finish line. Peg 5. Just been told by one of the lads, might be a bit too far down today. They're expecting from about peg 16 to do well. Just purely because it's that's that way, just purely because it's deeper. So it's very shallow here, very weedy. As you can see, there's no wind on it as such. Yeah, but at least I'm here. There's lads at home wishing they'd got a ticket, but at least I've got a ticket and I'm here. So I'm going to get in the water, get out there. Like I said, the weed's going to be an issue, so I may need to fish with. I think I'm starting off with a longer tail and all that sort of stuff. Open the feeder up mid-water. I don't know how shallow it is, but I'm going to get set up, get a bomb out there, just have a quick feel around.
When they put hands on a bit of northern soul and stuff like that, yeah.
Well, we're an hour in and I had a sign. I was going to do a quick chat before the start, but I was rushing for time a little bit. But I just kicked off with a few feeder fulls, 6 feeder fulls with a big cage at 55 metres, and then I fed a line at 30 metres. I'm still out. It's an hour in. I'm still out at 55 metres. It's not Bream weather, as you can see. Gorgeous surroundings. It's beautiful, but not very good for bream fishing. No wind, flat calm, there's weed everywhere, it's causing some right problems. High pressure, so a lot of people's line and braid isn't sinking, and look at the nets, even they're up. I've decided every half hour I'm going to bosh it, just because I just can't sit here and wait for something to happen, because I think that's what a lot of people here are doing. Nobody's had a bite yet that I've heard, or caught a fish, not seen any risers. So bang on, 30 minutes into the match, I put another 4 big cages in on that long line and then went on it with a smaller feeder. And I'm just going to try that 2 or 3 more times every half hour and just see what happens around me and see what happens. I don't just want to sit here and wait for something to happen. I just don't think it's going to be the way to go. I'm going to try and make my my swim stand out a little bit from them round me. Everyone boshed it at the start, but I don't think everyone's going to be boshing it like I do on a regular occurrence every 30 minutes on it. I'm hoping that might just make my swim stand out a little bit. So that's it. No signs yet. Plenty of weed. It's hot and sticky. Easy to lose your rag when it's like this, when you're getting weed in the braid and in the runners. You're having to clean it every time on the rig, but everyone's in the same boat, so yeah, I'm just going to stick at it, see what happens in the next hour or so. Quick change, quick bite. Spent half a day cleaning my rig. just stuck. Yeah. Just solid. It's the first place I've hooked it. Same place, sorry. I don't know if it's on. It's on. No. Oh. Broke me. Right, there's an hour left and nothing's changed. I've chased it a little bit, I'll be totally honest with you. Lee's here. Lee's here with Dad. I got a bit of a wind knot on my braid, I'll be honest with you. I unclipped from my main line at 55 metres, and I'm just sick of clearing weed and stuff off the rig, and I just would have felt a lot more confident fishing a method. So I've had half an hour on a method, but I've just took the clip off and I've whacked it as far as I can. I've had about 3 or 4 casts out there and just nothing at all. And the wind got up a little bit, so I tried to punch it a bit further, and a bit of weed got caught on the braid because there's weed everywhere and got in a bit of a knot. So I put that rod down and I've got on my short line, which I haven't been on for over an hour, which I've obviously fed, and it's been in quite a while, 10 minutes. And I've had an indication I've picked up and I've hooked a big fish. You've probably just seen on the footage, I probably got one turn on it before it was in weed, and it just locked up solid. It was still there for about a minute. Big fish. I'm guessing it's a tench. It was a tench, and it's bust me. It's just snagged me up, and I've just had to. It won't swim out, so I've just had to go for a pull, and it's broke me. So I was going to whack the method back out, but what I've done is I've just put an air rig on, a hook length with an air rig. I've put 3 pieces of corn on that short line, just to see if there are any tench there, or anything around that weed. It's just solid with weed there. As soon as I cast out, I could feel the feeder just going straight into it. So got quite a long tail, 3 pieces of corn on an air rig, and a carp bagger hook, nice strong hook on a hair, and there's an hour to go, so I'm just going to have a couple of casts on this, and if not, I'm just going to wipe that method out long. The lad next to me on 6, he's quite a way away from me. I don't know if the peg's at a bit of an angle, but where he's casting it, it looks quite a distance away from where I'm fishing. But he's had one more fish, so he's got 2 skimmers, I think, about £2 a piece, and a good bream, about £6, I think. So I mean, he's probably looking at £10, but I've only had that one perch out there, and obviously that I'll call it a tench that I've lost on the short line. So an hour to go. I'm just trying all sorts now, just trying to get a fish. If they're bird up there. Time! What can we do? Right, quick download now from the bank while it's still fresh. This little baby. Look at that beauty. That is the fruits of my labour. Nice looking fish. 8 ounce. The only other bite I've had was from that. We think it was a tench. We don't know, but it broke me. I've had 116 up length on, and it's just got me in weed, and I've had no option other than to try and get it out of the weed, and the line's gone, so that's it. Kid at the next peg 6. He's weighed £9 odd. He's ended up with 3 fish, I think, for that. He's caught at 60 metres. Interestingly, his fish have come before that boat. The boat that I showed you on the film earlier, he's caught before the boat actually started going across, because it goes across about 5 or 6 times a day, so maybe that's a coincidence, I don't know. The lads that have just weighed in, the Peterborough lads, interestingly, they've just said to me that when they run the matches on here, they only really start at peg 6. So this peg wouldn't normally be peg 6, because they say that's where it starts to get deeper, and generally it tends to fish a bit better. So well, that's true, you know, about it being better or not. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't change the result. So at least I've had a ticket, I've been here, learned a bit more about the fishery. You're obviously watching this after the team event, so obviously now my mind's on that now. I don't have a match next weekend. I'm off on Wednesday to the World Championships, so my next match really is going to be here. So yeah, I've got to get my head around that. I don't think the weed's been the biggest issue, and you know, even though it's fished hard, you know, the problem with the weed is a big issue, you know, because even without weed, and when it fishes hard, at least you can kind of regulate properly what bait's going where, and how much you think's visible. With this weed, it has a big impact, because you don't really know what bait's getting, you know, seen by the fish. You don't know what's getting lost into a weed. You don't know if your rig's covered in weed all the time while you're sat waiting for bites. So it's a big issue. I've spent an hour on a method, not had a sign on it, because I thought that might have worked, and no pattern at all. I'm going to show you the results, the weighing from down that way. We've heard on the bank that Gordon's Sim might be the best weight with £20. I hope so, because I was the one that got him his ticket. So if you're watching, Gordon, I hope you've done it, mate. So £20, not a big weight, but it seems to have fished better down there in the deeper water. Apparently the pegs they wanted at the start were from 14 going up to 20 or whatever the end peg is. So don't matter now, that's the result, done. So I'm just going to roll with it and move on to the next qualifier now. But like I said, I'm not going to think about that now. Now I'm going to drive back to Sheffield with Dad, going to have something to eat, and yeah, the mind's on the team match now, to be fair. It's going to be tough if it fishes like this. 4 catches could be mega. The way that it's fished like this, 4 catches could, you know, get us in the top 3. So, but that's how it's fished today. It might change. So that's it. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching. Sorry there's not been any action, but this little baby could be worth quite a lot of points in that team match. I guess we'll find out. Greg Owen and Goosey.
We don't have such luxuries.
We think Greg's won his own. We think he's won his own. Let's hope so. I think it's all that practice at Dam Flask Reservoir that's done it. That must be what it is.
Cheers, well done. Right, in first order then, 5th overall, John Snelson from Peg 88 with £19 8 ounces. Paul Hardy, sorry if it's Hardy, Peg 86. Alright. On the count, but it's exactly the same place and everything, alright? Alright, whichever way. Alright. In 3rd place overall from Peg 100, Steve Taylor with £23. I think I've actually just messed up and given someone the 1st place ticket and 2nd, sorry. Hold on. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, well done, Mills. So I've got the 4th overall in the wrong order as well. Paul Hardy. He's got. You better have this one now, haven't you?
Well done,
Second overall. Yeah. Phil Bardell, peg 87 with £24, 6 ounces. And winner on the day and the qualifier from that section, Greg Owen, peg 9. Qualifiers in a minute. Yeah, got the 3 qualifiers.